welcome to Stockholm and welcome to us.
Thank
here.
you. Yeah.
We were talking about hip-hop. How far away are you from hip-hop?
How far is Philly from Detroit?
I wouldn't know.
Well, I mean, it's certainly not terribly different in the sense that, you know, you spit on a mic and you're just improvising, and you spit over 16 bars, you scat. It's not that far away. I think...
When she says spit, she means perform.
I understand.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you anyway.
No, I'm trying to make it.
Not just spit, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's similar in that. There's a freedom in both, which is refreshing, I think.
Do you listen to jazz?
A little bit in the elevator.
A
little bit, yeah. I love Miles. You know, typical. You know, it's easy. I think he's genius. I'm a very big fan of his. Read all his biographies and.
And you also have in common that you became sort of stars against all odds. And you did certainly. You had an accident 5 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
When you were 19.
Yes.
What is your strongest memory from that accident?
Sonic. I remember the sound, and it was unbelievable because I remember feeling like it was someone else. And I heard this sound which was like an aborigine. It was like this huge wailing noise, octaves above anything I'd ever heard in my life. And then I must have floated back into my body, and I realized that it was me, and I was screaming. I think I blew out my eardrums.
And it was a bicycle accident. What actually happened?
Yeah, I was on a bicycle in Philadelphia, coming home, and someone blew through an intersection and hit me. So I was certainly knocked off my bike. And, you know, I would say that I got the worst of it, but you should have seen the car. I mean, my behind and the bumper, like, it was pretty bad.
So the sound is a stronger memory than the pain?
Sure. Yeah.
What was your condition back then, right after the accident? What happened?
Well, for a long time, I couldn't walk. I couldn't speak. I had no memory. I was relatively dependent. Actually, I was fully dependent upon everyone around me. And it was frustrating because I don't know if you've ever seen this movie, The Diving Bell and the Butterfly, but I remember the first images in that film where he was hearing everything, but he couldn't react. And it was just like that because my brain was working, but there was a gap between my brain and my mouth, which some people were very grateful for. So it wasn't really the end of the world, but I tend to talk a lot, in case you haven't noticed. But for about 2 years, I was under the diagnosis of many things, but first and foremost, head injury, spinal fracture, or excuse me, pelvic fractures and spinal injury, and also this condition called anomia, which is the inability to formulate words. So I was wordless.
And before the accident, you were a straight-A student, so that must have been extremely frustrating.
Well, yeah, I mean, I couldn't talk about Dostoevsky or Nietzsche or the things that were on my mind, certainly. There were no...
How did this...